In this video, I'm going to give you a complete walkthrough of our ChatterPal app. Now, if you've created your account on the delivery page, chosen your password, logged in, the first place you'll be taken is to this Home tab with the latest news and updates. This is where we'll report any new features and updates in the app. But now all the action is going to take place mostly on My Campaigns. Let's go into this tab. I already have a project made here. Let's ignore that for now. Let's create our own campaign. New campaign. Now we have two different types. We can either have chat and avatar or just avatar only. Avatar only is more like a video pal. You'll just have the little character down the corner, but no chat. Most of the time you'll want the first option, chat and avatar. So we'll select that. And we're on step 1, choosing our avatar. Now it is possible to have just the chat and no avatar. We hit skip to do that. But we want an avatar. We have a bunch of different categories. The first category, these are all the logo avatars. They can have logos on their shirts, on the clipboard, on bags. Then there's 3D avatars. These avatars are nice, but you can't add a logo to them. And there's our animals. And finally, green screen. Here you can upload a green screen video. I'll cover this more in a separate video. Let's jump back to logos. We'll take the close-up version of Aaron. See, we can get a little preview. See what he looks like. We want this one. We'll select it and hit next. Now we're choosing our welcome message. This is what the avatar is going to say. So this box is where we'll type in our text, our welcome message. There's also some ready-made scripts, a whole bunch of different options. This is all pre-created scripts. Just grab one here, like offer discount. And here's a script already made. We just need to change the name here. Hello, my name is, and this was Aaron. We can import and play.
Hello, my name is Aaron and
we also have a bunch of different options for different voices. So that was Joey. Here's Matthew.
Hello, my name is.
You get a demo of each voice. The starred ones are voice back upgrades.
Hello, my name is Liam. You can pick.
Let's go with Matthew. Now also with that upgrade, we can make adjustments to the speed and the pitch of the voice. So for speed, we can go up to 2 times or half speed. So if I import this again and play.
Hello, my name is Aaron and on behalf.
Now he's really slow. There's a little reset button here to put it back to normal. We can also adjust the pitch. We can make him really high pitched.
Hello, my name is Aaron and on behalf of everyone on our team I would like to.
Or really low pitched.
Hello, my name is Aaron and on behalf of everyone on our team I would like to thank you for visiting us today.
Reset that back. You can see we can also choose different languages. So there's different accents. So here's English, but with an Australian accent. There's also British. There's also completely different languages. So if I were to choose Spanish, now I have a Spanish voice, and I can actually translate this English text. If I just check this box, import. See, now our text is all Spanish. If I play this.
Hola, mi nombre es Aaron y en nombre de todos en nuestro equipo me gustaría darle las gracias por visitar.
Our avatar will now speak in Spanish. There's 2 different options besides text-to-speech. There's also record audio. Hit the button, and it's going to record from your computer's microphone directly into the app. Make a little security message saying that the browser wants to use your microphone. You can also upload audio. So if you were to create your recording in another application or you were to hire a voice actor, you could upload the MP3 or WAV file here. Let's go back to text to speech. Let's go on to the next step. Now we're going to customize the look. As you can see, here's our avatar, Aaron. Here's our chat box with some demo text. Let's start to customize this. First, we start with the colors. We have some built-in color schemes here that kind of set everything all up in one click. So here we're on the blue-green scheme. We can change to this blue one, orange and yellow. We got a couple different colors here. But you're not limited to by these. You can customize them as well. Make them fit better with your site or your branding. So let's pick this one. Let's check the Use Custom Colors box. And you can see all these different elements, the headers, the border, the avatar chat bubbles. They're all customizable. So if we wanted to make this title black instead, this is the header. Grab this. Let's go into black and click off, and now we're black. I want to make this like a yellow button. It's our primary button color. Customize. We can change the background. A little darker. Now we need to make this offset a little bit. Visitor bubble. Make it a little bit darker. Now we have something unique. I'm going to put this back to white for now. Let's look at the other options. Now we can change the avatar's name. That's what appears up on the top here. So we can call him Joe. Anything we want. Company name, avatar name. Just leave it Aaron. Now we have the avatar thumbnail. This is what appears in the chat to show he's talking. By default, it's a nicely framed version of his face, but you could change this to anything that you like. Just choose, pick another file. Then there's the logo image. This is what's going to appear for him on his clipboard, a lot of them on their shirts. Let's choose a logo. We grab it from our PC. I'm going to use the ChatterPal logo here. Uploads. We can see it live in the preview. You can see use the logo for the folder. A couple of the avatars have options for two different logos, like one on the hat, one on the shirt. You can kind of toggle them individually. We can use the logo on his folder. And now we have two more options. The typing animation, this is on by default. This is the little dot animation here. You know, this is when someone in the chat is typing to you, you get a little animation. If you don't like that, you can turn it off. Finally, you can mirror the avatar. It kind of flips them around. This may work better if you're going to put them over on the other side or in the middle. Just give you that option. Put them back. Let's go on to the next step. And now we're going to build our chat tree. So we got a big open blank slate here where we can add our chat blocks. Now there's a bunch of chats built in, but to start out here, I'm just going to build a really simple chat that's just going to ask for a person's name and email address. So we just need to click on the add action. It's a little slide out here. Now the first thing on the top, ChatterPal will say. So at the beginning of all the different kinds of blocks, ChatterPal can give a couple lines of text. Let's say, hello, my name is Aaron. Now we can add a second block. So we do up to 3. We're on 2 or 3. You can always delete. What's your name? So this is just a simple text block at the moment. You can see we have a bunch of different types. We'll run through these in a moment here. But this is going to be a question. So we choose question. That gives us some more options down here for the type. So we have text. This is just kind of a generic catch-all. It'll get anything. Or there's specific fields. We can get their name, their email, their phone number, the location. There's also date and time. This is going to be the name. This is a special field. And we just hit save. Our first block is created. We want to edit it. We just click on it. We come right back in. Delete it. Save it. Let's add our next block. This one's going to be the one that gets the email address. We're going to say, nice to meet you. And for a little personalization, we're going to go into these short codes. These are special codes that get inserted. Click on this. You can see we can add emoji. These are the static ones. There's animated ones with the deluxe upgrade. There's also data. Now you can see as we hover over these, there's name, country detected. These relate back to those questions. So we chose the question type was name. So this will report their name back. The other options are country detected. This will read where they're living. So if they're from the United States, you can say, what's the weather like in the United States? That's kind of cool. Their email address, you can have them confirm. Phone number, the date, the time, and the location if you ask for like their street address. So if we click on their name, since in the last one we asked for their name, so it kind of comes in brackets here. That's kind of a little placeholder. And let's add an emoji too. Let's go to animated. Get a little smiley face. Add a second one. And I get your email address. And this is going to be a question with the type of email. And again, you can see how all those related, text, email, phone, location, that maps back to these. So email, save. Then let's just add one more block as kind of a little goodbye block. Add an action. Thanks. Sign you up under. And then let's go to the short codes, data. Let's get it to spit that email address back out. Let's add one more. Goodbye. With a little waving emoticon. Save. That's it. Our chat tree's all done. Simple chat tree that's going to ask their name, say nice to meet you, get their email, and say goodbye. But let me just show you what some of these other blocks can do. So we showed you question. There's also a yes/no block. This lets you ask them a question. You can split it. Take them down two different paths. So there's a basic chat block when this is unchecked. And you have your choice 1, yes, choice 2, no, and you can kind of change these. For instance, if you don't like yes and no, say sure and nah. Now for the basic chat block, it's going to show a reply immediately, but it's going to continue on to the next block no matter what they choose. So if this was a question saying, you know, can you give me your email? For sure, you can say great. For nah, you can say, please, we want to give you some great deals. Let's really encourage them. So you can see with this basic block, there's just a one-way path. It's going to continue on to this next block no matter what, whether they answer yes or no. It's going to try to get their email and just kind of customize it based on what they said here. Now there's also an advanced chat block. This is for deluxe users, and this one will actually branch. So if we turn this on, we could use these, but we don't really need them because now you can see it's actually going to branch. So now when they say yes, we can collect their email. If they say no, we can kind of push a little harder. We can offer them bonuses. We can even split this up into another yes, no. We get some really sophisticated trees here. But let's delete this guy. Delete this guy. Let's take a look at the next chat block type. Buttons. Now this just gives them some choices like, what's your favorite color? We can define up to 5 different options here. Red, green, blue. So you can kind of do surveys and kind of collect this data. You'll be able to review it later. We have a URL block. So here, there's 2 different options, different actions. You can either open a new tab, so you can send them off to your store, or there's also download. So if you were sending them off to like a ebook.pdf file to open, you could choose that. So this will give them a nice link that they can just click. There's pictures. Here we can upload a file, grab it from our PC. This picture will appear in the chat. They'll be able to click on the picture. It'll zoom in full screen. There's video. Here that you can either upload a video file from your computer in MP4, or you can even paste in like a YouTube or Vimeo video. It'll appear inline in the same way. They can either watch it in the little window, or you can click and watch it full screen. And finally, we have the chat block. Now this block will let you kind of carry on a conversation. It's a little bit more free-formed. So you have your intro, you have your prompt. All these are customizable. This is what they'll say after each question. Now, if the bot doesn't know how to answer, this is what it'll say. Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. And this is a button that your visitor will be able to use when you want to finish this part of the chat and move on to the next block. And now to use this, we enter in different pairs of keywords separated by commas, and then how our ChatterPal should respond. So here's kind of an example. If we were making like a webinar, we just wanted the person to talk with our ChatterPal, we could have keywords like schedule, when, what time. These are things that the person may type to our ChatterPal when they want to find out when it's going to be. And then when our response would be, it's at 12 p.m. on June 21st. Again, we can add our short codes with our emoji, our name tags. Now we can add another set, add, give it some more keywords, like let's say that we're charging for this. So they may type in like how much, cost, money. And we could say the response to that would be, it costs $25 to register. So we keep on coming up with these pairs here. And if the visitor types in one of these keywords, they'll get this response back. And once they've either used up all these combinations and they've kind of set everything that ChatterPal could respond to, or they hit the finish button, I'm done, then we'll move on to the next block. Now we just kind of took a quick look at each type of block here. We made the simple tree. I just kind of briefly explained how you can use the blocks. Now there's another video in the members area that's really going to show you what's possible, how you can use these blocks, make a really sophisticated tree. Now one last thing to look at here, you don't have to build these trees from scratch. This last tab up here, ready-made chats. We click on this, we got a panel sliding down. We have a bunch of trees already made. We have our standard trees, and also for agency, our spokesperson trees. These are all more for specific niches like dentists, chiropractors. Let's come back into standard. And most of these have 2 different options too. There's like a standard version, an advanced version for deluxe users that have that advanced yes/no tree. Let's take a look at offer a discount. Just click on the basic tree here, standard, load, and the tree loads in. See, we're thrilled. You just kind of do a little quick customization, replace avatar with whoever we picked, and we're all done. We have a tree working in a couple seconds. Take a look at the advanced version. Same thing, just a bit more sophisticated. So we got some advanced yes/no branches here. But same process. Customize it with the avatar. Tweak the bonuses. We have our spokespersons. Even more sophisticated. All kinds of offers. Now one last thing here. You can see there's a language option here. English is the default. Now with the international upgrade, you can do some on-the-fly translation. But if you know that this ChatterPal is always going to be used on an international site like in Germany or a country that mainly speaks Spanish, you can just choose the language here, Spanish, and load, and it will automatically be translated right from the get-go. So now we have our tree. Let's go on to the next step. Now we have some options on how this is going to appear to the user. First, we start out with positions. You kind of saw he was in the lower right. But we can also put it in the middle or on the left. You can also tweak the position too. So normally right here, kind of up here right on the edge. If we want to move them up slightly, maybe a little bit further, kind of bump this up to 50, 25. Make little adjustments to make them fit just right in your site. I have a bunch of different checkboxes here. First, play once per visit. Now this means the first time they visit your site in this session, they'll see the ChatterPal appear. Now if they close their browser and come back, it'll appear again. With this checked, they're still in the same session, meaning they haven't closed their browser. They come back again, they'll just get a little icon down here instead. And then click on it, and then they can go through your ChatterPal again. Now this is particularly useful if you say add your ChatterPal code into the header of a WordPress blog. That way, no matter which article they come into your site at, they'll see the ChatterPal the first time. But as they keep on clicking onto different articles, you may not want it to start over every time. So you just want it to be a little icon until they close the browser and come back. And we also have blackout mode. This really puts the ChatterPal on center stage. It'll kind of darken the whole screen. So all the focus will be on the ChatterPal. We have a mute button. This will give you the option to mute the ChatterPal when they hover over. Otherwise they can just close it. It's up to you if you want to allow that. Hide the avatar after introduction. So this is after your ChatterPal has read their script, said their welcome message. You just want them to stay on the screen still or disappear completely. On mobile devices, this will happen automatically. Start minimized. With this option, the ChatterPal will always start out as that little icon down in the corner, and they'll have to click to make it appear and start talking. And finally, the autoplay section. Now these days, all the major browsers on mobile and desktop, they don't allow autoplay videos with sound. In order to start playing sound, the visitor has to interact with the ChatterPal. And we have some tricks here to get them to do that. We have different styles. You can have it put a play button over the ChatterPal, a little finger, like a little tap icon, or just some text. And when we choose these options, we can actually customize the text here. By default, it says click for sound. And it says this because we have start playback muted. We are allowed to play video just without the sound. So when this is checked, your ChatterPal will start moving, but they won't hear anything. This will kind of draw their eye to it. As soon as they click, it'll start over, and then it'll be allowed to play with the audio. We uncheck it, you can see it kind of changes the text to click to play. And the ChatterPal would be static. Normally we want this muted. There's also another option for the attention grabber animation. So when we really want to draw their eye, get them to click, start up our ChatterPal, we can check this, and the little button will kind of vibrate, kind of move around. Let's go on to the next step. Step 6, our final step. So we give our campaign a name. We can choose an exit message. Now this is a message that will appear if they're trying to leave our chat. This kind of triggers when they move up to the address bar, like they're going to hit back or go to another site. This can kind of be a wait before you go message. Now we don't really want to use short codes like name because there's a chance they may not have gotten to the step yet where they enter in a name. This next option, automatically translate text to the visitor's language. This is for our international upgrade users. With that option, chat dialog will have a little flag on it, and the visitors will be able to click on the flag and get their chat translated into any language. With this box checked, it will automatically do that. So if it sees the visitor is coming from Spain, it'll automatically translate their chat into Spanish. If they're in Germany, it'll automatically translate it so the visitor doesn't have to click on it. Integrate with Zapier. You have the agency upgrade. You want to check this, and then every time a chat finishes, it'll send the data to Zapier, and once it's in Zapier, it can be sent into thousands of different apps. You can have it go into autoresponders like MailChimp, you can have it go into a Google Sheet, you can have it do almost anything. This is a really powerful tool. Next, we have our Powered by Branding. Depending on what your upgrades are, you may have the option to turn this off. Otherwise, there'll be a little link down here for ChatterPal.io. We have Facebook posts. This is optional. This title and text will appear if you were to paste your instant URL into like a Facebook post. Facebook will read this data, get a little thumbnail, kind of appear nicely formatted in the post. We have our instant site domain. This is when you're creating instant URLs. Now, instant URLs are really cool. These let you add your ChatterPal to any site. You don't need access to the site. You don't need to make any changes to the site. It'll just kind of appear right above it. This is a good way to give a demo to your client, kind of show them what it could look like. This will be the domain with a special link, a couple different options depending on your upgrades. And here's where you type in the URL. So if we wanted this to appear like over the top of wikipedia.org, we just type in the URL there. We get a special chatterpal.me URL for this campaign that'll make it appear over the top of Wikipedia. And we're all done. We just hit create campaign. We have the option to create a draft. In this case, it won't actually render out the video. We can come back to it later. Save and create. Comes on the list. You can see it's waiting. In a couple seconds, you can see now it's processing. It's running our video. Now we can't do much with this campaign yet while it's still rendering. All the buttons are disabled. But here's a bakery demo I made a little bit ago. So let's take a look at some of the options. First one is preview. Let's click on this.
If you're looking for a quality bakery for your next event, you probably have a lot of questions.
Closer. You can see that this we set up to appear over the top of Wikipedia. You can see we have the full chat here. We can get our instant URL, we can copy it. And we can test out our chat and make sure everything's working. We can go down the different branches and we can start it over.
If you're looking for a quality bakery for your next event,
to test it
you
out.
probably have a lot of questions, such as, do you create baked goods?
Next we have get code. Click on this. We have 3 different options. We have the embed ID. This is used with Zapier. This is the special code for this campaign. We have the embed code. Now this is our special HTML that we'd add into WordPress, any other kind of website. Paste this in and it'll appear on the site. And finally, our instant URL. Now again, this link, you can send it to anybody and they can see your ChatterPal just by clicking the link. Each of these have a copy button to copy to your clipboard. Now we have analytics and chats. I have another demo to show you of these. This gives you a complete recording of all the chats that your visitors have had. You can kind of see, you can set a range. Today, yesterday, last 7 days. I have it set for the last week here. You can see these are all of the visitors. We have their names, their locations. You can see some Canadian flags there, US flags. If we hover over the person, we can see their IP address. If we click on a person, we can see their chat. You can see everything they answered. Typed in their name. They answered yes. They gave their email address. Said their favorite color was blue. Favorite food was a hamburger. We have the option to export this chat into a CSV file. That would be just for the single chat. We can also delete the single chat and combine that with the search feature. We can search for a person's name and email address. Remove their chat in these days of GDPR. This keeps you legal. There's also an export button up here that will export all these chats in the range. So let me hit this. Get the CSV file. And with this file, you can just kind of review everything all at once, or you can import it into MailChimp in your autoresponder. It's just a little bit more manual process than if you were to use Zapier. Let me kind of open this up. We can see all the different fields with the date, their name, their email address, country, and all the answers to the different questions. Now the next option is analytics. Let's go back to our demo. Now this is that same chat campaign. It was set to go back a week. We're on the overview. We have some nice charts showing how many people have completed our chat, how many people have abandoned it. That's where they didn't make it to the end. If we scroll down, we have a nice line graph showing the number of visits by day. You see, it looks like the 22nd was our busiest day. 10 people completed it. There's also other charts here. You can look at the day of the week. See the most popular day. Looks like Friday was our most popular. This is really good information here. Which day of the week is your busiest? When you're getting the most views. You can also go by the time of the day. Looks like we got some hits in the morning, early afternoon, and in the evening. Go by country. See, most of our visits came from the United States. We also had some from Canada, a few other countries. We have emails collected. This gives us a nice quick view of how successful our campaign was. You can see 77% collected an email address. Only 24% didn't. Then we can look at answers to the questions, like favorite color. Green was the most popular, 45%. We can also filter this by country. That's all United States. Still green. We looked at Canada. Everyone in Canada liked blue. And finally, favorite food. Pizza was the winner there. Jump back. The final couple of options. We can edit a campaign. We can come back in and make changes. Starts the wizard up again. We can clone. So we can copy. So if we want to make another chat that's almost identical with just a couple tweaks, this will save us a bunch of time. We have our copy. And then finally we can delete and remove it. Now right now we only have 2 chats. Once this fills up, we have a nice search here so we can limit it down to only find the bakery demo, clear this. And now let's take a look at the last couple of options in the app. We have our My Purchases tab. This will show you all of the upgrades you have. Now if you have an upgrade, you'll have a checkbox, you'll have an access button. This will take you to the members page where you can see training specific to that upgrade, downloads, and things special about it. If you don't own the upgrade, you'll have an info button. That'll take you to the sales page where you can learn more about the upgrade and how to buy it. We have an icon here for support In the tutorials, right now you're watching this video on the tutorials page. We also have links down on the bottom. And finally over here, we click on this drop down and we can see what our account access is. We can log out and we can take a look at our profile. We have our email address. This is our login. This can't be changed. We have our name. This can be changed. Our phone number, our time zone. It uses this when we're reviewing our chats. Timestamps. This is mainly cosmetic. We have our API key. That's part of Zapier. We'll cover that in another video. Finally, if we check this box, we can type in our new password, confirm it, and change the password for our account. And that's it. This has been a complete walkthrough of our ChatterPal app. Be sure to check out the other videos on this page for some more detailed training.